Welcome aboard Monday's Market Outlook here at TOPGUN Options. Matthew Buckley, call sign Wiz. Man, that looks like a violent day. Look at this. Gap down through the 300-day moving average and then ripping back up here, essentially closing at the highs of the day. We have about 2 more minutes until the closing bell sounds. I mean, look at this. Look at that rally, strong rally. We had our solo Amazon brief this morning, placed a wide iron condor on Amazon, and then right after the brief, I told you, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to shoot a bullish sniper, a bull put spread on the S&P 500, shot that thing, and that's about to expire in 2 minutes for a max profit. If you did 15 contracts, that's a $2,000 profit today on limited risk. I closed it, I think 30, 40 minutes after I placed it for $1,000 right there. Here you go. New day bull put spread, closing new day bull put spread, 50%, $1,000. If I had kept that trade on, you know, another $1,000 for max profit, pigs get slaughtered. I had a bunch of stuff to do, so as soon as I saw a 50% profit in an hour, out. But we also debriefed today what we did towards the end of last week, ladies and gentlemen. VIX calls. We got long volatility calls. I think on Friday, Thursday or Friday, we placed these. 78% profit, $1,900, and essentially a day and a half of trading. Just as importantly, we put on a bearish double vertical, a trudge right here. This was on Thursday, folks. I said, hey, this serves as a hedge in case we head down to the 300-day moving average. What did we do? We went right down to the 300-day moving average. Again, men lie, trades don't. I closed this one right here. The next morning, out 65%, $1,800 in 3 hours. Unbelievable. Paul got out 55% in 2 hours. Folks, I'm going to remind you, if you're not having fun trading this volatile market, you are doing it wrong. This is hurricane season. Options traders love increased volatility. I love the ups and downs, man. We're just having a lot of fun here. So, okay. Now, I told the folks in the solo Amazon brief this morning, I said, if you're just in solo Amazon, you're failing. You need to be in the primary brief tomorrow and AR, Accelerated Retirement, on Wednesday. Why? Because I'm most likely going to reload those volatility calls, and I'm most likely going to reload some double verticals. Why? Because if you haven't been paying attention, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump on March 7th sent a letter to the mullahs in Iran that said, you got 2 months. If you don't stop your nuke program, I'm going to stop it for you. They sent back a letter, you know, a day or two ago, whenever it was, that said, yeah, no, we're good. Thanks for the note. So guess what? I absolutely believe, unless there's some sort of magical deal between now and what's that, early May 7th, I think the United States and Israel are probably going to level Iran's nukes. Okay, B-2s in Diego Garcia, in striking distance of Iran. They're not there for Yemen, folks. The Navy's handling Yemen on their own, and you know, it's for Iran. Okay, if or when Donald Trump wants to strike Iran, it'll just be absolute ape shitness in the markets. I guarantee you. And if that does happen, Iran is most likely going to strike back. I mean, Diego Garcia, folks, where these B-2s are and the tankers, is technically a Brit island or whatever it's called, man. So they're already saying, hey, if we get attacked, you know, we're gonna attack everybody in return. This is a sleeper story, folks. I get people are still caring about Signalgate, and April 2nd this week is the Day of Freedom that the president keeps talking about with all the beautiful terrorists, most beautiful word in the English language, terrorists. I'm paying attention to some other stuff too, man. So this is a big one. This is an absolute big one. If you're not ready for an absolute bigger market implosion, you're going to get wiped out, as I'm profiting. Okay, let's look at like a year and a half chart of the S&P 500. So we bounced a couple weeks ago off the 300-day back up to the 20-day, and then I called it a dead. This is what in Wall Street we call a dead cat bounce, implosion, bounce, and then back down. If Donald Trump stays on path to strike Iran, we will have a massive leg down. I will profit. I guarantee you. I will profit. So we got inflation fears, consumer fears, tariff wars, and potential real wars. One more time, if that looks like panic to you, or you're worried, or you don't know what you're doing, that's your own fault, folks. You need to be trading here at Top Gun Options. Men lie, trades don't. Over here in the Max Afterburner, which is our lifetime membership, and the Hunters, we have been printing money, trading the S&P 500, trading volatility, and it just does not get any better than this. You can see all my trades in here. I had a nice wide weekly iron condor a couple weeks ago. Don't forget, this week on Friday is non-farm payroll, right? We're going to get a jobs number on Friday, the unemployment rate, and also the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, is going to be speaking later on the day on Friday. So big day is Wednesday, April 2nd. We're going to get some clarity on what Trump's doing with a lot of these tariffs against folks, other countries. Excuse me, real quick. I don't understand how people can't be for free trade. We've been the big brother for way too long around the world, folks. We've been the world's piggy bank. We've been the world's cop. Enough. We have our own problems at home to fix. And it's just, it cracks me up how indignant some of these other countries can get. Like, how dare you slap us back with what we're slapping you with? Enough. Those days are over with. Now, remember, all this stuff is going to level out, right? I remember Trump the first, big trade war with China. They ended up losing and flying 3 dudes like the vice premier to the White House for a signing ceremony to sign the agreement, man. He won the first time around. And then COVID happened and Chinese got us back with that, didn't they? Isn't that weird? Here we are 5 years later. I used to say stuff like that years ago on YouTube. I'm still shadow banned on YouTube. Top Gun Options is shadow banned on Facebook. We used to have hundreds, thousands of views and likes on our stuff. Nope. It's because I told the truth. Right? I don't even want to start up that rant again. Hey, if you're having problems, man, staying centered in this market, how about you try some microdosing? Our Maverick Mind products, folks. I take a morning brief when I wake up. I meditate. I go to yoga. I am centered throughout the day. 5 days on, I take the weekends off, and then night trap, man, about an hour before I go to bed. I'm usually up at 3 staring at the ceiling, man. Those days are over with. I take a Maverick Mind about an hour before bed, and I sleep like a baby. Great dreams. Wake up without that sleep hangover that some medicines can give you, or pills or drugs. No thanks. 100% natural, 100% legal. Get MaverickMind.com. These are functional mushrooms, folks. 100% natural, 100% legal. This is good stuff. And then on the GetMaverickMind.com site, you can get the cool merch. Look at our merch right here. There's only a white hat on there, but we have black hats with our Maverick Mind logo. We got the t-shirts, we got the summer shirts, and obviously when it gets colder, we end up throwing the hoodies on here as well. But every purchase of either the merch or the Maverick Mind products go to help fund healing retreats through the No Fallen Heroes Foundation. Our folks, our grant recipients use these to get ready to go on retreats, and they use them during their integration afterwards, folks. So click on here, getmaverickmind.com, and get centered, man. If you're not okay trading this volatile market, you're doing it wrong. You know how I feel when the market implodes? It's fine. You know how I feel when the market has a rip your face off rally? It's fine. You know how I feel when it moves sideways? It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so 90% of trading is emotional. I'll help you here at Top Gun Options take the emotion out of it. We use our trade plans. We have ejection points for profit and loss and all sorts of stuff. But make sure your mind, body, and soul is all put together. Try some yoga, try some breath work or some meditation. But more importantly, try some Maverick Mind. These things are absolutely fantastic. Get MaverickMind.com. Okay, hey, make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube page, because we used to, it just breaks my heart. We used to have like thousands of views on our videos. And then I remember a couple strikes because they would listen, or the AI would listen, and I mentioned the word COVID or something like that, and they blacklisted. So please subscribe, tell your friends about all this stuff. Let's get back airborne again, because we were right, they were wrong, and they still have yet to apologize. Okay, great day of trading. Have a great rest of your day. Fights on, namaste, and basi. Wiz out.